Today we are going to practice implicit differentiation by deriving x squared minus 4xy plus y squared equals 4. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to just derive both sides of the equation separately. We're going to find some hidden chain rules and product rules in there. We're just going to take it step by step, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to write down what all we're deriving with respect to x. We're going to derive x squared with respect to x. That's just going to be 2x. We're going to derive 4xy with respect to x. Actually, I didn't write that down correctly. d by dx of xy plus d by dx of y squared. So there's a chain rule hidden here. There's a product rule hidden over here. Equals d by dx of 4, which is just going to be 0. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to write the easy ones down so we don't have to think about them anymore. So we're going to have 2x, x squared divided with respect to x is just going to turn into 2x, minus 4 times, and I'm just going to include the product rule in here already. We're going to have to use the product rule on this. So it's going to be x times y derived of y prime plus y times x prime plus the derivative of y squared with respect to y times the derivative of y with respect to x. That's the chain rule. So we're going to have dy squared over dy times dy over dx. I'm going to make sure to put this in brackets so that we know that this is separate from the rest. It's easy to get confused with pluses and multiplication when we have big equations like this and we roll them out and then it's like, wait, do I have to subtract this? Do I have to divide this? I'm losing track. So just make it as clear as you can, use as many brackets as you can, and then equals 0. Okay, so now we're just going to worry about the product rule first. We're going to have 2x minus 4 times x times dy over dx, because deriving y with respect to x is just going to be dy over dx. That's what we're going to solve for. That's the slope of the tangent line. That is our derivative, right? Plus y times 1 plus dy squared over dy, which is going to be 2y, times dy over dx equals 0. So what we're trying to do now is factor out dy over dx by grouping. It looks complicated, and it actually isn't as complicated as it looks. We're gonna multiply the negative 4 through this bracket, and then we're gonna just start subtracting things, dividing by things, and we're gonna get there pretty fast. So this is actually 2x minus 4x times dy over dx minus 4y plus 2y times dy over dx equals 0. Okay, so let's remember this is a multiplication, and I keep saying that because the first time that I did this question, I just was all over the place. I tried to divide things I should have subtracted. It gets complicated. Okay, so now that we know that we have negative 4y and 2x over here, these over here, we can subtract 2x and we can add 2y to start to try and get our dy over dx on one side alone. So we're actually going to end up with negative 4x times dy over dx plus 2y times dy over dx is negative 2x plus 4y. Okay, so we're almost at the finish line here. Now we need to factor these out. We need to factor out dy over dx. And what we're going to do is we're just going to write dy over dx is negative 4x plus 2y, and now we can divide by that entire thing. X plus 4y on this side. Okay, and now we're going to divide both sides by negative 4x plus 2y, and we're going to end up with dy over dx is negative 2x plus 4y over negative 4x plus 2y, which simplifies. We can factor out the 2. And in fact, we can factor out the negative. But I'm not going to do that now. And first I'm going to just factor out the 2. So I'm going to have 2 times negative x plus 2y over 2 times negative 2x plus y. And then we're going to just cancel those out. Go to another color so we didn't start to get confused. So we're actually ending up with dy over dx is 2y minus x over y minus 2x. If you want to, you can factor out the negative. You don't really need to, but if you want to see what that looks like, what we would basically end up with is x minus 2y over negative 2x minus y, and then we can cancel these out because minus and minus is plus, right? So this is going to be our solution.